Back time now for JN Interactive. Marian Therese here. Hi.
Hey.
You're dancing.
I am dancing. It's Friday after all. Thank God for a new day.
Absolutely.
I can look back on yesterday and think, okay, whew,
and forget
it's gone
about it.
And forget about it. Yes.
All right.
But whatever lingered from yesterday has moved on into today. So we're talking about it, and the president is actually calling for a committee to be set up so they can go and committee and give us the same old responses from what they get. So hey, we're talking about it. People are talking about it on social media. That's what we do here. We're amplifying their voice.
Absolutely. Take it away, Marian.
Thank you. Welcome to this Friday edition of your interactive show, The Side of the World. And my name, as always, is Marian Toure. Welcome. So welcome to your show, and yes, I am dancing TGIF. Today is Friday after all. I like to announce all the social media tools that you need to get in touch with the show. You find us on facebook.com/joynewsontv. Comment on our posts, like everything we put there. We'll amplify your voice by sharing what you're sharing with the rest of the world. We are on Twitter too. We tweet at JN Interactive GH, at Joy News on TV, and my personal Twitter handle is MN Toure, at MN Toure. 3 Twitter handles ready to retweet your thoughts and share what you're sharing with the rest of the world. And our email address remains joynewsim@multitvworld.com. Our WhatsApp number 0540109009. And JN Interactive, as always, is where tech meets news to set the agenda. So, President Mahama is calling for a committee to be established to investigate the circumstances that led to the elimination of the Ghana Black Stars from the World Cup tournament in the first round. We all watched our gallant Black Stars crash out of the World Cup after they were defeated by Portugal in their first group game, their final group game yesterday. And the president believes that the decision to fuse the old boys with the new ones partly contributed to the loss, and so once a committee established to look at the entirety of what happened in Brazil, right from the preparation through to the build-up to the World Cup, to when they went to Brazil, to what happened in Brazil, until they were finally knocked out yesterday. And President Mahama also wants a rebuilding of the team, aside that, the president wants other things also to happen. And so many other people are chiming into the issue. So let's go to my iPad now and project what I'm seeing so that you can also see what I'm talking about. This story first is on CTFM. Online.com, and it's saying that the president is actually quoted as saying we need a committee to investigate the Black Stars loss. President Mahama, the meat of the story, yes, is here to say that the president is saying that this is what he wants done. I am hoping that you can go through it with me. I'll open another story for you so that we can all see what others are saying. And this one is actually on myjoyonline.com, and Kwesi Nyanchechi has also chimed into it. And what he's thinking is that FIFA tried to stop the bonus row, actually saying that, hey, the Black Stars were actually fighting amongst themselves. There was some infighting there. I'll project this so that you can also see what I'm seeing, and then we can read through it together. FIFA has revealed it was ready to pay Ghana's players their World Cup bonuses direct and deducted from the Ghana Football Association's prize money. After Ghana's players boycotted training in protest of not receiving their money, the country's government flew $3 million in cash in a plane to Brazil. FIFA Secretary General Jerome Valek described the situation as really, really sad. And the players have the right to receive their money, but it would be much easier to do this by a bank transfer, he added. And so this is coming from their side of the thing as well. And apparently the Super Eagles are due to meet France in their last 16 on Monday, the round of 16 moving forward, and they have also refused to train over fears that they would not receive their bonuses payments from the Nigerian Football Authority. I don't know what this is saying. It smacks of some kind of mistrust coming from Africa for their leaders, that okay, you've sent us there, you've promised to give us money. If we don't take it before we crash out, we are likely not to receive our monies. And so, hey, pay up or we crash out of it. And another one that I want you to see before we take our first video blog. It's actually about Carl Tufor. I know you all know him. He's actually saying that cutting soccer fans to the World Cup tournament is total madness. And he was quoted at saying that on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM this morning. Sports analyst, the body of the story is that sports analyst Carl Tufor, a notable critique on football administration in the country, has described as ridiculous and madness at the highest level to cut supporters to the World Cup tournament. In effect, he disagrees with the idea of spending several thousands of dollars of the Ghanaian taxpayers' money for the adventure, which eventually yielded no positive results on the supporters' part. Some 500 Ghanaian supporters from the various supporting unions were sponsored by government to cheer the Black Stars in their third successive World Cup appearance. In Brazil, 2014, Ghana exited the World Cup after a disappointing performance against Portugal in the final group game Thursday. And I actually have a video blog of Cal saying exactly what he said. And I don't want to mince words. I want him to say it himself. Let's take our first video blog.
The main thing that caused this rancor would have been the inclusion of a certain KP Boateng in the squad. Reasons being that, one, the mere fact that he quote, resigned from the national team and said he couldn't move to jungle Africa. I'm using my words carefully. Jungle Africa. And then we do the hard bit after losing our first match and qualify. And you then decide at the last minute to bring him back. Was always going to be problematic. One, in terms of those who had actually played the qualifiers, and they'll start beginning to ask themselves, is it worth it? So already, in terms of the spiritual aspect, you're not getting people focused in one direction. Then two, when you decide that, or should I say the playing body decides that they don't have confidence in the agreement that they've signed to get 75,000 or 100,000, whatever it is, and insist that the money be put before them, then you know you're on that slippery road to a disaster. The players give their all, and you couldn't have asked for any more. They gave their all. You know, there's a fine margin between success and failure. If that header from Waris had not gone on the other side of the post, the whole complexion of the game would have changed. That's that thin line. Because the players who were alleged, and with my words alleged because I wasn't there, even though we've heard media people say it, the players who are alleged to have were causing confusion and whatnot in camp, we're not part of it. We're not in this team. So we can't say that that was necessarily the reason. There's a thin line. It hits the post, it comes out, and then the other team goes to the other end and scores. It changes the whole dimension and complexion of a football match. I think it's important that as a nation, we need to start looking at ourselves and start setting certain parameters. This business of only having foreign-based players at the expense of local-based players should be looked at again. I'm not saying there should be a quota system. I'm saying the locally based players should be given a fair chance. This business of senior players and junior players should be looked at all over again. This business of cutting, and using my words carefully please, cutting supporters to go and watch World Cup matches should be a thing of the past. It's ridiculous, it's madness of the highest level.
many say the Black Stars off-pitch issues led to their defeat in the match. They were expected to win easily. The team had also threatened to boycott Thursday's match if their appearance fees were not paid on time. This led to government airlifting $3 million to Brazil to pay the team. The airlifting generated anger here in Ghana and became news across the world, with some questioning the reason to fly such huge sums of money when the nation's economy was actually struggling. Some also say the sacking of the two of the team's senior players reduced the morale of the players and led to the defeat. It is unclear when this committee that the president is calling for will be formed, but we are already questioning its use. Many such committees have been established at the taxpayers' expense, if I can call it that, but have actually failed to result in any change at the GFA at all and the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So we are asking you in our first video blog, is a committee actually necessary? And you are part of the 24 million football coaches and spectators here in Ghana. You've been sharing your views. Let's take our video blog.
I don't think it's really necessary because there was so much controversy at the camp. The players are not one, they are not together. There's always quarrel among themselves over there, so it's not necessary for them to put up a committee that will see to it about the loss of the Ghanaian team. I don't really think it's necessary. What they have to do is to talk to the boys and settle every quarrel among themselves, and see to it that we can move forward. That's all.
There's always a committee being set, always a committee there, a committee that, and we don't see anything coming out of it. I don't think it's right and it's fair to Ghanaians to waste taxpayers' money to start committees while that energy and time can be used to solve the problems. Now we have so many ways and means of meeting. We have Skype, we have Google Documents, so many things. You can use that to advantage rather than meeting and wasting taxpayers' money further to find out the reason why XYZ has happened. I think it's time we started moving on and doing the right thing. And committees is not the way forward. And until we learn to stop that, nothing is going to change.
It's very necessary because you look at the whole issue about this Black Star, there's this Nyantichi saga, there's Kevin Prince Boateng Montari issues, $100,000 airlifted from here to Brazil. I think there's a whole, it's a whole bunch of issues, but I think the government need to set up this committee to try and, I think, look into the matter to see what went wrong and all that.
I think it's necessary because we spend money, taxpayers' money goes into it. So if he wants to find out whatever went on, then I think it's necessary.
Committee for what? What is the? I don't think there is a need for committee because as a president, if you told us that you need to set committee, that means you knew something like this is going to happen. Okay. First, they announced their appearance fee for each and every player. You get me? So you should have do something better. Even when you appoint somebody to come and work for you, just appoint. You have to compensate or you have to pay something to the person before the person starts doing the work. Here is the case. This is not the first time. Okay, under 20 they did the same thing to them. The amputees. So many things is going on, so I don't think the government just have to come out and tell us that it's not setting committee. If we needed to set committee, I quite remember when Black Stars were about to go to the US for their camp or something, he had a press conference and he paid the old Black Star players. So if that time was I think that time was when he needed to set a committee, that this thing will not repeat itself again. If you want to set committee, then I think you have to set committee for all the soccer thing in Ghana here, because not only for the Black Stars. What about the under 17, under 20, the amputees, women's football, the tennis, the athlete, so many things. So I don't think this one is supposed to do.
Well, most of you think committee is absolutely unnecessary, especially when they are going to consume tea and then take our money and then bring out something that we already know. Perhaps we should sit down. And in fact, can we use GN Interactive as a committee for the FA? and everything that's happening, because there are 24 million of you watching, so they can bring it to us. I'll throw it back to you. You bring your responses, we create a docket and turn it to them. I mean, free of charge. We won't be charging them. So we should start a petition, you know, government petition, JN Interactive, to take care of football stuff. We'll create news out of it. Fantastic. You people, I know you support me on this one. Let's do some comments I'll be dropping on social media. The precursor has already been set, and we're asking you, is the committee actually necessary? And going forward, what should the GFA be doing about football issues in the country? And some comments have come in. 116 comments in the last, 14 minutes? Fantastic. Y'all are getting interactive after all. Bashiru says, workers are not yet paid their salaries for July. So we want the government to spend their time and energy in paying them. What do you even get from football? Oh, really? I thought we get something from football. Someone just said, yeah, with an H to make it ah. I get you. Abdul says, oh no, JM was confused here. My director is saying that Lord is probably a stammerer, so when he ended the he had to put the H there for us. Nice. I've done it for you. Kwejo says, committee for what? We have to set a committee for press. Okay. President Wasumwao. Mike Jordan, Nana John says another avenue for loot. So they should bring it to us. 24 million. We all loot. We get one CD each. 24 million CDs. All of us get one CD. Then we all have the money. We didn't loot. We shared. JN Interactive Committee team formed and passed. Law passed. We'll start on Monday. Quiet. And this one is coming from France. It says, it's over. There is no need setting up a committee. To what again? Of course. I get where you're coming from. Yadom Boache says, committee here, committee there. Mahama, ya brew, why? Kwejo says, committee for what? Okay, we have to set up a committee for the president because government is full of corrupt people. Sir. Tombo Morris in Temba says, I think Ghana did well, except they played crap. Oh, Massa, and we are doing. The own goal is something that can happen, but not to someone who is selfish and arrogant like him. We are broken-hearted. Today is Friday. Let's go heal ourselves and come back Monday. Nelson says, committee upon committee, nothing to commit to by the end. The government should stop mocking football fans, or better still, stop this joke. So let's go and take our next video blog, and that we're asking you, going forward, what should the GFA be actually doing about sports issues in the country relating to football and all the others, rather than setting up committees, rather than going, failing and coming back? You've been sharing your views on that. We'll take our final video blog.
So they have to really go into details and how to bring up the players in the way that they want, because sometimes the players demand some things from the government that the government is not even thinking or even looking at it. For instance, the money that they were supposed to take when they were at the other place, I think they tried making calls here and there before the money was sent to them before they went for the field. So I think they should look out for that one. So anytime they are about to play the match, they should make sure the boys are settled. They should settle them properly before they move to the field. Other than that, we always lose.
The problem is from the top. So when you stay into power too long, you get corrupt. You feel superior, you feel too powerful. And that is what is happening to the FA right now. They think they are beyond reproach. No one can touch them, no one can do anything to them. So they do us and what they please. Take into consideration the current effect it has on the camp of their players. Having to fly $3 million to Brazil is an eyesore. It's never done anywhere. What happened to accounts, money being transferred to accounts? These players are going to be playing in Brazil and they are in Ghana. Why don't you let them set up an account? No one can tell me I don't have an account. It's a lie. It's a blatant lie. You need to set up an account in this country. It is transferred to you before the game starts. So I think there's something missing. There's a disconnect somewhere that we are not really looking at. And until we find that disconnect, I think we're always going to have problems year in and year out. We're always going to be an almost team, and we'll never get there.
If the president himself will not be corrupt, what I can say is the president rather should dissolve the whole thing. Whether from Kwesi Nyantakyi to the coach hasn't done anything. The Kwesi Nyantakyi squad needs to be dissolved. That's it.
Welcome back. Let's take some WhatsApp comments that have dropped in right now. This one is coming from Steve-O, Man Steve-O. You call yourself Man Steve-O. And this is from Bekwai. You're saying all the money has been squandered by our leaders. All the departments are suffering, no jobs. So the youth, lighting problems, Black Stars problems, no fuel, no water. Workers have not been paid up till now. Hey, Mother Ghana, Eja, bend them all. And you continue to say our leaders should start telling us the truth again, and they should think that whatever they're doing, God is there watching them, and one day they will face the Most High God for judgment. Really? As it's as stated clearly in Ecclesiastes 12:14. Master, they should stop lying to us. The youth are hungry. Oh, sorry. I get the frustration from you that you're even transferring it to me. And this one has no name. And if you don't add your name to your WhatsApps, I shan't take them. Let's check this one. And this one is coming from Agbemeva. Okay? Why should we have football ambassadors? Why should we be this wasteful? This is madness at this highest stage. Do we need a committee to investigate something everybody knows? Okay. Why is the government so careless? You're asking so many questions. You're not providing answers to my question. Why should we use Ernst & Young to audit instead of the Auditor General's department? Perhaps the Auditor General's department is corrupted, and so they need someone external. Or perhaps we won't trust the Auditor General because they're all Ghanaians and they are open to corruption. So using Ernst & Young means that nobody can go and bribe anybody in Ernst & Young. And I'm sure that you can trust what Ernst & Young will bring to you than you know, the Attorney General's department. Isahaku from Bimbala says, please, a committee is necessary, but a committee should be genuine. They should look at all issues, not looking at it from one corner. Example, they should hear from the coach, team players, Sule and Calvin. Okay? You want the committee. Let's see who's next with the WhatsApp. No name, no reading. Because I need to locate you. Where are you coming from? Where are you sending this in from? So that we can all do this together. This one is coming from Adam from who? The whole management committee from the FA boss to the coach must be sacked. They are all incompetent, wasting, using the players as their money bag. So annoying. Yes, it's annoying, and I'm annoyed. So our final video blog, we're asking you, we heard about this, we haven't spoken about it, but we should actually address this. Sule Muntari and Kevin Prince-Boateng, they were sacked. Was it actually necessary for them to go, especially at this crucial stage? Couldn't they have stayed till the round of 16? Perhaps they were coming home anyway, so this wouldn't have done any good. We should have waited for them to come home with us. Or wait for us to finish this round of when we're going into the round of 16. Give them a caution and say, you better put your acts together or you're not going to play for the team. Do you think it was necessary? Let's take our final video blog. Don't go away.
No, I don't think it's really necessary because Muntari was making the right thing there. Those press that they send there, those staffs that they send there are many. At least they should reduce it. 40 of them. Why? They are all taking money. They are not playing. They are not on the field. You see, so he's right to do that.
First and foremost, I think they disrespected the authorities, and regardless of the situation, I'm not supposed to do that. There are so many ways of, you know, solving issues, and we are way past violence right now. Okay, that's the first thing that we need to note. But then there are always three sides to a story: my side, your side, and the truth. And I'm not going to be so quick to judge both of them. I wasn't there. All I'm hearing is one side. And one side only. It's not fair for me to judge Kevin or Muntari. But I'm sure they have their own reason, their own right to do what they did. That they felt was right, you know, at the circumstance. So it would be right for us to judge them too much. They've done well for Ghana, yes, but then they could have done better.
It's wrong. He does the right thing because the money, the people there, the ministers that follow, what are they going to do? Are they sports ministers? What are they going to enjoy? They enjoy benefits, they have benefits from our own source, you understand? So if Muntari is asking for his money, why don't you give the money to the boys? You are still holding the money. So what Muntari did, if it could have been me, I could have done more. You understand? So what Muntari do is right. So but it's not a matter of suspending Muntari or whatever. Call him, talk to him, then we see what we can do from there.
That was not the first time Muntari has done that. You know, I mean, he kept on doing that several times with the expatriate coaches and all that. And I think it's about time these players need to know that, you know, you need to just die for the country and not for the money. You know, certain countries had to just let go of the money for patriotism. But I don't know what's wrong with our team though. But I think definitely a committee needs to be set for them to just look up to the whole issue.
Welcome back. Final trending comments before we wrap up for this Friday's edition of GN Interactive. Albert says the president should spare us our resources. Good for nothing black stars. Oh, don't do that. Setting committees for what happens. What he is not in this country when his ministers were making reckless comments about who should go to Brazil. Tricks, lies, and foul tales. He's not even ashamed. Okay. Adam says, so Mr. President, you have enough money to form a needless committee for a useless cause, and you're telling your polytechnic teachers you don't have money to pay them to come teach us. I beg from the committee to investigate yourself. Why? And then you added to it. Max says another chop committee is going to be formed. Mr. President, stop wasting Ghana taxpayers' money. Nah, Kofi Otonko, Mr. President, what is wrong with you? Think of how to solve many problems your government has created for Ghanaians. We are suffering under your leadership. Are you aware or not? I hope he is aware. Michael says another money chopping galore. I'm sure that's what you're trying to say, my Ghana. Freeman Hammond, we don't need committees. We all know the failure is as a result of poor planning from the leaders. The minister and the GFA hierarchy must be sacked. Simple and tietia. And I don't know how to name this one. Akia de Pandaran. So you are running away. Oh, okay, Pandaran, add me. Okay, you are added. Final comment before you go. Samson Donko says, fire burn Mahama in his government. What is the necessary of setting up committee? He should want to chop your money on. I'm sure you're trying to quote Countryman Songo here, Ojansho, in the professional way. So in that professional Ojansho way, we're done for today. Thank you for staying with us throughout the entire week. My partner in crime is back. TGIF.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Marian Ture. And of course, we need to go. But let me just announce to you that a lot more stories will be coming your way at News at 8 with Israel Lai. We said we'll be looking at the various angles as far as the fuel shortage is concerned. But up next, though, is Clean Communities. Good night.
My name is Marian Ture, and his name is...
I am Prince Mika.
Good Friday to you all.